They say everything must come to an end. But what happens when the end isn't a fall, but a transformation? Yesterday in New York, many believed Kipchoge's story was over. But while the world doubted, he was already thinking about his next move. And what if I told you that move won't be just another race, but 7? And that this time, it's not about breaking records, but leaving a mark on the entire planet? Something is shifting in the world of marathons. And once again, the man who changed history is about to do it again. Get ready, because what's coming next, no one saw coming. For more than a decade, Kipchoge was the impossible standard. The man who made the world believe that running a marathon in under 2 hours wasn't madness, just a matter of time. He won in Berlin, in London, in Tokyo. He won at the Olympic Games. He won even when there seemed to be nothing left to win. He didn't just break records. He redefined running. He turned discipline into philosophy. And his phrase, "No human is limited," stopped being a slogan and became a truth engraved in millions of minds. Every morning before dawn, every step chasing perfection, every victory without arrogance, only with a smile. Kipchoge never ran against others. He ran against history. But there comes a moment when history has already been written. That's where most people stop. He didn't. Because when you've conquered every major marathon on the planet, when your records look untouchable, only one question remains. What do you do after you've conquered the world? Most would retire. Kipchoge, instead, has found a new summit. New York, the city every runner dreams of leaving a mark on, where the streets roar, the bridges punish, and every kilometer tests your soul. Kipchoge arrived there at 40 years old, with a resume so legendary that he had nothing left to prove. But the New York Marathon isn't like the others. No pacers, no controlled rhythm, only chaos, wind, and relentless hills. And that morning, the clock was brutal. 2 hours, 14 minutes, 36 seconds. 17th place. The worst result of his professional career. Social media exploded. The end of an era? Has Kipchoge's time finally come? The king has lost his crown? But while the world questioned him, he smiled. A calm smile, the kind of smile of someone who knows something others don't. Because when he crossed the line, Kipchoge didn't just receive any medal. He received the 6 Majors medal, the symbol of having completed Tokyo, Boston, London, Berlin, Chicago, and New York. A distinction achieved by very few humans on Earth. And there he was, tears in his eyes, holding it gently, looking at the crowd without a hint of defeat. Because that medal wasn't the end. It was the closing of a chapter. The symbol of someone who has conquered everything and is about to begin something entirely new. While others thought he was finished, Kipchoge was already planning his next move. One not about records, nor rivals, but one that will once again change marathon history. After the New York Marathon, the world finally understood why Kipchoge didn't say goodbye. He hadn't ended anything. In reality, he had just begun. Because he announced something no one expected. A project to run 7 marathons across 7 continents. Not to set a new record, not to collect another medal, but to inspire the entire world. His new goal isn't time. It's purpose. Kipchoge plans to run across Africa, Europe, Asia, the Americas, Oceania, and yes, even Antarctica. 7 marathons. 7 landscapes. 7 ways to remind humanity why we run. It's not just about kilometers. It's about a message. Running is the simplest way to unite the planet. And that's exactly what he intends to do. Each marathon will tell a story, serve a cause, inspire a generation. Because this project has a clear mission to support his foundation, which promotes education, reforestation, and sustainable development in Kenya. He said it himself. I still want to push myself, but also to inspire. I want to give something back to the world that gave me so much. No human is limited. And when Kipchoge says those words, you know they're not marketing. They're a promise. After breaking the limits of the body, he now wants to break the limits of the planet. To move beyond stadiums and records, into mountains, glaciers, jungles, and deserts. A new kind of marathon. A marathon with a soul. And although he hasn't yet revealed all the dates or cities, the map is already on the table. Kipchoge's World Tour has begun, and one thing is clear. He no longer runs to win. He runs to leave a mark. Now, everyone is asking the same question. Where will Kipchoge run? He hasn't revealed it. But if we connect the clues, the map begins to take shape. His story began in Africa, so the logical first stop would be Kenya. Maybe Eldoret, the heart of champions. Where it all began. His way of returning to his roots, closing the circle, and honoring his land. Then, Europe. And not just any city, Berlin. The asphalt where he shattered the world record and proved that perfection exists. Returning there would be poetic, as if saying, "Here I defeated time. Now I run for the planet." In Asia, all eyes point to Tokyo, a city that adores him, where he's already won, and which reflects his obsession with discipline and balance. Japan understands, running isn't just speed, it's art. In North America, he could choose Boston, the oldest, most unpredictable, most respected of them all. But he might also return to New York, closing the circle where many thought his story ended. A symbolic gesture, the man who came back where everyone counted him out. In South America, it's a mystery. Buenos Aires, Santiago, both offer breathtaking landscapes and ideal conditions for a symbolic run. It would be his first time there, bringing his message to a continent that breathes running with passion. Oceania could welcome him in Sydney or Melbourne. Australia has already invited him before, and its natural beauty fits perfectly with the ecological side of his mission. Imagine Kipchoge running along the coast, thousands of local runners by his side. And finally, Antarctica. The last, the most extreme, the most symbolic stop. Sub-zero temperatures, violent winds, but also the perfect stage to seal his legend. If he succeeds, Kipchoge will have done what no human ever has, united the planet through running. From the streets of Berlin to the glaciers of Antarctica, from African sand to Japanese asphalt. A journey not seeking records, but meaning. And here's the most powerful part. Each race will show that the true limit isn't in the legs. It's in the mind. The World Tour isn't a farewell. It's his legacy in motion. Kipchoge no longer runs for himself. He runs for everyone. For the children in Kenya who wait at the trackside, dreaming of being like him. For the young ones who don't have shoes, but do have hope. For the schools his foundation is building with every step he takes. For years, he ran to prove that no human is limited. Now he runs to prove that no heart is. Because behind every training session, there's a purpose. Behind every marathon, a cause moves forward. Behind every finish line, someone else starts believing they can too. In his country, they call him the running philosopher. And it makes sense. Because Kipchoge never talks about victory. He talks about peace, balance, respect. About the idea that running is a metaphor for life. To endure, to move forward, and to never give up. While others chase fame, he chases impact. While others seek records, he seeks meaning. And the most incredible part, he does it all with the same calm he breathes with. No arrogance, no noise, no drama. Just discipline, humility, and unshakable faith in daily work. His legacy no longer lives in clocks. It lives in the mind of every runner who wakes up on a Monday morning thinking, if Kipchoge can do it, so can I. That's the real record. One that will never be broken. Yesterday in New York, many thought they had witnessed the end of Kipchoge. But in truth, we were witnessing the beginning of his next great story. It wasn't a defeat. It was a rebirth. Because while others retire, he reinvents. While others look back, he looks ahead. Kipchoge doesn't need records to be the best. He already owns them all. Now he wants something far greater. To run for the entire planet. From Africa to Antarctica. From Berlin to Boston. From history to myth. The man who defied time now dares to defy the world. And this time, there's no rival. Only one purpose. To leave a footprint where no human ever has. He may never break another record. But he's about to do something no one else has ever tried. The world saw him finish 17th. But he'll be the first to complete all 7 continents. His story didn't end in New York. It's just begun. If you thought the legend was over, get ready.
No human is limited.
Kipchoge's World Tour has just begun. Subscribe and don't miss what's coming next.